Okay, hello everyone. Welcome into this amazing webinar on uncertainty. So we're going to talk about the topic of, uncertainty, life, and what happened um, mostly with these uncertainty feelings that we can eventually experience in our lives. Before we start on the topic, the webinar is recorded. So you guys will have a recording, video and audio that will be available into the HUB27, and I will eventually, put this on YouTube. So for people who are watching on YouTube, there will be a link, a YouTube video. You can share the video with your friends. You can share with people you think, they can benefit of this information. And mostly the purpose of this webinar is, helping everyone to feel good. That's the purpose of the webinar, is to feel good, is to together just rising up the vibration on the planet. That's it. It's rising up the vibration of ourselves, our friends, our families, our loved ones. It's simply feeling good and try to face those uncertain time that we are going through until 2027 and, after 2027. So at least we are equipped with very simple but practical tools. For that, I simply want to take a look at the transit of the day, and what an amazing day, what an amazing line to do this today. And I really didn't do it on purpose. It was completely random. I had the feeling, oh, I'm going to do this webinar on Wednesday. And look at what we have. The sun is in hexagram 31st, fifth line. The fifth line is all about being a heretic and sharing a message to the world. So it's kind of interesting and funny that, I choose this day to do the webinar. And I could say, oh, it's funny, it's interesting, what a coincidence. But I could also look at it in a way that, oh, I'm very in tune with the transit. I'm very in tune with what's going on, So the more we are passive and receptive, the more we actually surrender to what is with the transit, and the more we get, benefits and advantage every day. And that's one of the key to face uncertainty, to surrender. And we're going to talk more about this. Anyway, transit today, hexagram 31st, influence, the gate of the influence. We talked about that last Sunday, so I don't really want to come back into this, but mostly, how do we influence ourselves? It's all about who do you listen to. Fifth line, the lack of external influence guaranteed by attitude. When the attitude is right, the facts don't count. We're going to talk about this. All right, Tom, is anything you would like to say about the transit, or about, the topic of the day, about uncertainty? And yeah.
Well, you got a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to say. I'd like to just take up right where you left off. On the fifth line, lack of external influence guaranteed by attitude. Read a little deeper. A natural specialization that only develops in isolation. Isn't that hilarious? Mm-hmm. We have all been locked down in so-called isolation for some period of time to perhaps get used to the idea that ain't all a bad thing. I mean, there's a lot of nonsense going along with that, but after all, we do live amongst killer monkeys. There's always going to be nonsense until they decide to wake up or go away, whichever the case may be. Mm-hmm. However, when the development is complete, the extremely difficult and generally impossible task of externalizing the influence. Get the joke. There's going to be those that listen, hope you're amongst them, and there's going to be those that don't. And all you can do is leave them be. Mm-hmm. This isn't going to do you a lot of good to run around trying to save everyone, save the world, save yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, boy, if there's ever a heretical line, you'll hear Ra talk about it. In hopefully I can find it. And of course, he said, "Damn, that's a lot of work. Save yourself." Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Being called out to be everyone's savior. Okay, so get the joke. Self-righteousness. We think that's a bad thing. Is it really a bad thing to be right within yourself? That's what's actually being said here. Be careful who you listen to. Who do you listen to? Why do you want to be influenced? What is your ultimate goal in influencing, both receiving and giving? And get the joke here. It is grounded. That's the sun. It's grounded in the 41st hexagram. What's that? The gate of fantasy, a new experience, something new. Isn't it hilarious? We're talking about uncertainty. You got to be uncertain when something is something we've never experienced before. It's something new. But I'd like to say one more thing, and then we'll go away. There's a cross in design. It is called the left angle cross of uncertainty. You know what gates are in there? The 14th hexagram, 5th and 6th line, the 8th hexagram, 5th and 6th line. Do yourself a tremendous favor during some point and go read those lines. Uncertainty. The 6th line, 14th hexagram. Didn't you know it was your maker's desire for you to be successful in your life? Didn't you also know that all real power is spiritual in nature? Quite something to take in, this uncertainty. It's full of possibility. So there's enough for now.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Yeah, I was pointing out the 14th hexagram and the 6th line. Yeah, humility, wealth and power at its most exalted. Spirituality as the key to acceptance and the source of power. So we can really see that. And the enlightened recognition that material success is God's will. Yeah, very interesting. Something else that we can add when it comes about uncertainty and the transit of the day, but let's quickly take a look on that. We look at the 5th line. What does the 5th line today say as well? We can really clearly read it. It's here, and it says, oh, let me grab it, check. A specialization that demands that one leads oneself. It's all about leading yourself. Remember what we talked about last Sunday during our casual Sunday? Become your own leader. This is the hexagram 31st. Influence. Who do you listen to? Who are you influencing? Becoming your own leader. That's how we can face uncertainty. That's enough with the transit of the day. Let's go into the slides. So I made some super cool slide. I just made them this morning. So I'm very excited to share with you, and I hope you're going to like it. Does it work? Oh, you haven't connected yet? There you go, here. Can you see the slides? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Up. Oh, wait a second. Let me close this. There we go. All right. Uncertainty just ahead. How to deal with uncertainty. That's the topic. That's what we're going to talk about today. You're going to see how we can relate with design, how you can use this information on your day-to-day, based on your design, based on your uniqueness. And you're going to see by simply applying some very universal principles, it will work for you as well. All right. And by the way, if we look at the word uncertainty and we remove UN, what do we have left? Certainty. You know, so we can be uncertain of the future, but at some point, we get some certainty. At some point, we are certain. So it always pass. It always pass. Keep in mind these first things. It always pass. We may feel uncertain right now, but it will pass. So the reason why, and this is the two reasons why people don't have what they want in their lives, why people fail, why people are stressed and anxious, why we deal with uncertainty. The only two reasons, and you're going to see those two reasons are very, very simple. The first one is, who do you listen to? People don't listen to the right person. That's it. The only reason why you face uncertainty, why you don't have what you want in your life, why you are not going where you want to go in your life, why you don't have the result that you want, why you're feeling stressed and anxious, why you feel uncertain about the future, why you're getting very anxious about the future, you have doubts about your future. It's because you are not listening to the right people. And we can even go deeper on that. Who do you listen to? Your mind or your inner authority? Your inner authority is here to prevent you to go in the wrong way, to go in the wrong direction. So you don't end up down the road that is really not correct for you. So you don't end up, down the path that is full of uncertainty for you with your future, because you're simply not listening to the right people. Or you're simply not listening, paying attention to what's going on, or you're simply not listening to yourself. Ultimately, at the end of the day, who do you listen to? You listen yourself. That's the first reason. And the second reason I find out why people have so much uncertainty, face uncertainty, deal with all the stress and anxiety, the doubts, it's because they have zero teachability index. On a scale 1 out of 10, where is your teachability index? How teachable are you? And your teachability index can be measured with your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. That's it. Willingness. Oh, sorry. Oh, damn. Why I can't? Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. There's someone that is unmute, and I'm trying to mute this person. So if you can do that, and I cannot have access again to my slides. There we go. What is happening here? Oh, there we go. Oh, let me go back here. Voila. And I have access to my slides. Okay, be sure you all mute yourself, please, so we don't hear noise in the background. But okay, let me get back to this. Teachability index. How are you teachable? And there's two variants in the teachability index, which is your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. And that's what will help you to release the uncertainty, to release the doubts. How are you willing to learn? How are you willing to accept change? It's very important. Those two basics are very deep principles that I teach during the Living Your Design class. If you guys never took a Living Your Design class, or if you already did, but you want to get really deeper, because that's a very profound way to look at things, who do you listen to? And your teachability index, right? If you do have questions, comments, or observation, please feel free to ask your question in the chat. Feel free to simply, write down, ask your questions, and we will look at this, okay? So willingness to learn and willingness to accept change. That's the two reasons why people fail in their lives, why they don't have what they want, why they are not at the level that they want to be. That's it. It's very simple. They have no willingness to learn. They have no willingness to accept change. They don't want to let go of the TV for a week. They don't want to let go of the TV for a month. They don't want to let go on whatever the case is. That's it. Very simple. Okay, now let me just introduce myself before we go deeper into the topic of the day. So you guys know actually who you are listening to. It's very important. And to go back to this one, who do you listen to? You listen to people who have what you want and went through what you are going through right now. You want to listen to people who do have the physical evidence of what they are teaching, of what they are telling, of what they are saying. Ra used to say, don't sell your soul to people who should over you. Don't sell your soul to people who should over you. Ra used to say, who are you listening? Listen to your own authority, right? So my name is Benjamin Tor. You know that. You kind of know me now. I'm a visionary mystic. That's how I will describe shaman. I do breathwork, human design guide. I'm a 6-2 generator, like you, like most of you guys. And I will say just consciousness hacker. That's what I really like doing. I like hacking into consciousness. And I like bringing a new vision, like a mystical vision. That's kind of me. My journey, and I want to say it's a journey of faith. That's also how I've been dealing with uncertainty, and why I don't have uncertainty today. It's because I've been building up faith and faith and faith. And that's an exercise that I want to invite you to do. Write it down on a paper, and you can do this exercise with yourself. Steve Jobs used to say, you cannot connect the dot looking forward. You can only connect the dot looking backward. So we have no idea. We need at some point to have faith. We need at some point to trust in something. And you can call it karma, God's, destiny, or whatever the case is. But you need to find something that will build the faith inside of you that everything is going to work out. So you don't have these uncertainty feelings inside of you that is leading you to more doubt, more anxiety, more stress, and ultimately more fear. And then you end up with a fear-based motivation. So all your decisions are made out of fear instead of being made out of your inner authority. Right? So my journey, I'm an ex-military, and then I left the military, and I just started to really trust life. And I ended up, doing amazing interviews all around the world, and traveling and meeting all those amazing people that I wanted to meet. One of them was Corey Good, where I spent a lot of time talking about Secret Express program with him. I did a few interviews that are available on YouTube. I've been spending time with my good friend Russell Brands, when I was on his TV show, and I've been, he led me to the Burning Man, where I ended up just trusting, having faith on my future. It's gonna be fine. When I started my journey on breathwork, and I was invited to the Burn and teach breathwork, so I was like, oh wow, I was fearful. It was uncertain. How can I be a good breathwork facilitator? I have no idea. I need to start doing some breathwork. It was uncertain. But just having faith, I was like, I know it's going to be fine. I know it's going to work out. And I ended up at the Burning Man in front of 300 people doing the breath work. And then the picture below, you can see I'm teaching in an amazing co-working, co-living space in London, in England. So teaching for companies and corporates, small businesses, sharing, uncertainty, sharing the design, sharing personal development. So that's the journey. Just having faith. It's a journey of faith. This is what it is, life. It's a journey of faith. We can only connect the dots looking backwards, So you have to trust in something. Anyway, that's a little bit of me, of my journey. Oh, why it doesn't work? Okay, I have a problem changing slides. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I can see there's something in the chat. Universe, Ben Evo. Yeah, thank you. Oh, there we go. So please let me know. Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to, or feel free to just, write down in the chat, what does it mean to you? What uncertainty means to you? How do you feel about it? And why are you here? What do you want to have out of this webinar together? What are your questions about it? Feel free to make it very personal, so we can really talk about you specifically. Just how do you feel? What does it mean to you? So let me know about that. No? No one? Yeah, Tom, please.
Uncertainty, so pregnant with possibilities. So many things can happen that can be very surprising. Who would want to, anybody see the movie Groundhog Day? Where every morning the person gets up and does the same thing happens every single day. That's certainty. Who would want to live it? I mean, what a joy it is. The greatest joy for human beings is self-discovery, what they discover for themselves. If there wasn't uncertainty, that wouldn't be possible. The concern around certainty is fear. It's all about, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. You know, I've been through enough stuff in the last decade to kill a dozen ordinary people, so I know I'm not an ordinary person. That was a wonderful thing to discover. Anything is possible if you truly believe that. If you have self-limiting beliefs because you live in fear, look, fear has a purpose. All the spleen gates are fear gates. It's what keeps you alive, okay? But if you're paralyzed by the fear, you're really not alive. You're just standing there, shivering in the dark, wondering what the hell to do. It's the person who runs off into the woods and finds something to eat that is going to make life interesting. Oh, what a surprise. I had no idea. Duration, the 30-second hexagram, is the only thing that speaks of continuity. You know what it says? The only thing that is constant is change. If you want continuity, you must be receptive to change. So it makes me feel wonderful.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get used to it. I have a lot of logic in my design. Logic likes patterns that are dependable. If you have a lot of logic in your design, you'll have that situation in your, but the abstract is what makes life interesting. If it was all logical, it'd be so guaranteed and so boring. It's the abstract that makes life interesting. And what's the abstract? You can have no expectation of what that's going to be. Allow yourself to be surprised. Life can be such a pleasure if you allow yourself to be surprised. So I'm hoping we can get somebody else to speak. Ben and I speak a lot. We're happy to do so up to a point. But every single voice that jumps in adds to this. So please feel free to add to these feelings. And by the way, it's all about feelings. That's where we're going. So nice question. How do you feel about change? I feel great about it.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah. Anyone else want to say something or want to add something about? Yeah, Laurie, you say uncertainty for me is the unknown, advancing blind. Yeah, sometimes I feel it has an opening, sometimes as a tension, a fear, or not making the right choice. Yeah, of not having the capacity. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good definition of it. All right, so let's take a look together. I made a few research this morning, so trying to give you a very logical approach. What does it mean to you? This is what is it for me. What is uncertainty? So if we look on Wikipedia, very simple, uncertainty refers to epistemic situations involving imperfect or unknown information. It applies to predictions of future events, to physical measurements that are already made, or to the unknown. Uncertainty arises in partially observable and stochastic environments, as well as due to ignorance, indolence, or both. It arises in any numbers of fields, including, that's what we all deal with, insurance, philosophy, physics, statistics, economics, finance, psychology, sociology, engineering, blah, 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 etc., etc. But mostly, I believe uncertainty for most of us is really about financial situation. It's all about, our basic needs, maybe food, having a shelter, having a job, having to work, paying our bills, starting a new business, a relationship, a friendship, a move, all those different things, taking care of our families, all of that. So the future can feel uncertain because it's an unknown information. What else? Definition. If we really look clearly at the definition of uncertainty, non-plural, okay? The state of being uncertain, the doubt, hesitancy. That's what Laurie said. Sometimes I'm doubtful. I'm afraid of making the wrong decision. I don't know which choice made, his uncertainty gave impetus to his inquiry. An instance of uncertainty, doubt, etc., unpredictability, indeterminacy, indefiniteness, indefiniteness. Yeah, okay, you guys get it. But doubt and fear, that's what it is. Doubt and fear, uncertainty. All right, where does it come from? Why I do not have it? I'm going to share with you why I do not have that and how you can deal with it. This is the yummy, juicy part of the webinar. All right, let's check it out. From my understanding, where it is coming from, if we look on a design perspective, it is coming from a not self mind. It is coming from two things, an identity crisis and an unbalanced ajna. What is the ajna? It is the certainty. And ajna is about being certain. It's about being certain about what? About what we know, about who we are, about our value, our worth, about how do we feel, about our health and survival in the now, about how do we use our energy, about how do we deal with the stress. That's about our communication, about our manifestation. That's what the ajna is all about, certainty, being certain. So when we deal with uncertainty, it's nothing else, nothing more than a very deep unbalanced ajna where we want to be certain. Why? Because we're facing an identity crisis, identify with the mind, with the wrong person, and we're just facing this crisis. I need to be certain. What is the not self of the ajna? I need to know. I need to figure it out. I need to know exactly where I'm going in my life. I need to know what's the next step. What is the right things for me to do? I need to know. I need to be certain. The fear, unbalanced ajna. Because there's no faith, because there's no trust in yourself, no trust in your identity. Your generator, you have an open and enveloping aura. It will come to you. There's nothing to do. It will come to you. You just have to respond to it. But I need to know. I'm so scared. No. I don't know. I need to be certain. I need to be certain that if I do this, it's going to work out. I need to be certain if I start this new business, it's going to work out. I need to be certain. I'm so scared. We need to figure this out. And then guess what? You're stuck here in the head. You're stuck in your head. You're focusing on the how. You're focusing on the how. How? But how? How? How does it work? How can I make this work? How? And because you're trying to be certain, because you want to get rid of the uncertainty, you want to get rid of the fear, you want to get rid of the anxiety, you want to get rid of the stress, of the confusion, of the doubt, whatever the case is, you want to be certain. You put way too much stress on yourself, and guess where it leads you? You burn out. You burn out. And it leads to identity crisis. It's not self. This is where I come from. Uncertainty. Uncertainty is nothing less than a lack of belief. That's it. It's nothing else than a lack of belief. You don't believe. You don't have faith. So it leads to doubt, and it leads to stress, and it leads to anxiety, and it leads to fear, which leads to mind decision, fear-based decision. I'm gonna do this, yeah, because I'm feeling insecure. Okay, I'm not really certain. Okay, no, we're gonna do this. Rational decisions, and completely irrelevant, irrational decisions. Boom, frustration, more fear, more uncertainty. Remember what I said at the beginning? 2 reasons why you don't have what you want in your life, why you are not where you want to be in your life. 2 reasons. Who do you listen to? You don't listen to the right people. And teachability index. What is your teachability index? Willingness to learn, willingness to accept change. You need to know this by heart. When I ask you what are the 2 reasons why people fail, who do you listen to? They don't listen to the right people. They don't listen to the right person. You listen to your mind, or you listen to your inner authority. There's many, many variants. I can give you a full lecture of 10 hours non-stop on who do you listen to and teachability index. It's so profound. Any questions, comments, or observation? Please feel free. Hey, Brandy, just seeing that you're here. What's up? Feel free, guys, to just unmute yourself and ask questions. Take advantage on that. If not, I keep going. So this is very simple. Where does it come from? Here, not self-mind. It's an identity crisis that we can find into an ajna that is not balanced correctly. That's it. It really makes sense. Right? Why I don't have it? I do not have it anymore. And how I deal with that, how I heal it in some way. Well, write this down. You become what you think about most of the time. Write it down. I really invite you to write this down. Earl Nightingale, the richest man in the world at the beginning of the century, when everyone was like, "Oh, you're not gonna make money with that. There's no way you can do anything with this." He was in the shipping business. At the end of World War I, when everyone was, because it was ships everywhere, the world became the world became worldwide. And he wrote down, the strangest secret is that you become what you think about most of the time. And the reason why is because I don't want to go deep into, but your thoughts are basically frequencies. And every time you think about something, you put out there a frequency that will influence your aura. What is your aura? Your aura determines your type. That is determined by the strategy and the authority, which is the mechanic of the Maya. When you understand that whatever you broadcast, whatever you vibrate, you will get exactly in return a match frequency. When a generator is frustrated, guess what he gets? More frustration. When a manifesting generator is frustrated and angry, guess what he's broadcasting? Guess what the aura says? I'm frustrated, I'm angry. Guess what he gets? More frustration, more anger. Why? Because his thought patterns is about I'm frustrated, I'm angry. You become what you think about most of the time. So the way you can shift it, it's first by thinking. So when you get your thinking right, you align everything, and your Ra used to say, let your aura does the talking. Your aura does the talking. So when you shift your thinking process, you start putting good thought out there that will start shifting your vibration, shifting your aura. So then you attract to you good things so you can respond to them, and that brings satisfaction to you. It brings you excitement. It brings you satisfaction, excitement about life. And then you get out of the uncertainty. Does it make sense? It's very, very simple. It's logical. It's a mechanic. You become what you think about most of the time. And that's the stranger's secret. Here, I made a list. You want to know this list by heart. like really by heart, how to deal with it, how you can clean the uncertainty in your life. First, when your attitude is right, the facts don't count. Write it down. When your attitude is right, the facts don't count. It really don't count. It doesn't matter because your attitude is correct, because you are vibrating correctly. So it doesn't matter because facts are nothing else than just opinions. It's an opinions. And it goes back to what? Who do you listen to? People are always giving you opinions. It's not fact. Nothing is fact. It's just an opinion. So when you have the right attitude, and it doesn't matter if you living in a disgusting house and you're completely broke, and it doesn't matter if you joyful and happy as fuck, it doesn't matter because that's just the outside environment, just a circumstance, and that doesn't define your life. So wherever you are right now, it doesn't matter. If your attitude is right, you're not going to have uncertainty. And do you know why? It's because you know that you are creating your future. It's because you know. And I wrote it here. Knowing and not doing is not knowing. If you know and you don't do, you don't know. And when I say doing, it's not going out and making action and being into the doing things. I should say knowing and not vibrating it. It's not knowing. A lot of the people, a lot, maybe 99% of population, they don't know the information. They think they know. Oh, I know this stuff. Oh yeah, I know it. Oh really? But are you vibrating it? Are you on autopilot? If I ask you, what's your name? Oh, boom. Lori, Tom, Brandy, boom. And in a second, what's your name? Boom, Ben. You don't need to think about it. It's part of your DNA. It's part of your vibration. It's part of who you are. So you know this information. That's what human design is. Is it in your DNA? Are you vibrating it? Are you living it? That's why it takes 7 years. That's why it's a cellular transformation, because it goes deeply into your cells. Does it make sense? So why we deal with uncertainty? It's because we don't know. It's because you don't know the information, and that's okay. That's okay. Because you don't know it. It's okay. Knowing and not doing, it's not knowing. And when you know the information, it's autopilot. Then you have no more doubt because you know that it's going to work out for you. You just know it. You know everything is going to work out fine for me. When something happens and we think it's bad, it's not bad. It simply didn't go the way you were expected to go. That's it. That's it. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that didn't happen, that didn't went the way it was expected. Oh, that's cool. What is coming out of this? What is the hidden gift? What I say, when the attitude is right, the facts don't count. You're going to have to reprogram yourself. Right now, most of you are programmed for failure. You are deeply, deeply programmed for failure. It's okay. I mean, I was too. It took me time. Right now, you have a big ball of negative emotions, big ball of negative, patterns and thinkings and whatever the case is. Some of you have a bigger ball. Some of you have a smaller ball. But the ball of negative emotion is still bigger than the ball of positive emotion. So on the scale, you're more negative in your thinking, in your thought patterns, in your thought process, in your behaviors, in everything than the positive ball. And we're going to need to reverse that. And the way you do this is when your attitude is right, your fact don't count. Then you're going to know the information. How many times when something happened to you, you go, oh, oh, and you have this little fear coming. And then you try to, you try to do the talk peps to yourself. Right? So when you know the information, you pop the champagne. Today, when something bad happened to me, I just popped the champagne. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. I don't know why, but I know that something good out of this situation will come to me. I know there's something better that is waiting for me. Thank God. Okay, awesome. It's autopilot. Why? Write this down. 99% of your life is off the radar screen. This is gold, and I'm going to explain it to you. Let me read quickly in the chat. I can see a lot of things. Do you feel there is a fine line between doubt, fear, and illusion fantasy? How do you find the ground in faith for what is right for you? Yes, that's a very good question. Do you feel there is a fine line between doubt, fear, and illusion and fantasy? Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Everything is kind of an illusion anyway, you know. That's why I always tell people, feel good. Always feel good. That's the most important, because it doesn't matter which fantasy, which illusion you are living in, which doubt, which fear, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel good, that's the most important. That's why when your attitude is right, the facts don't count. They don't. Because your attitude is right. I'm feeling good right now. I'm excited. The rest doesn't matter. I know my vibration is correct. I know it will come back to me by law, by the law of the universe. You attract the same vibration that you put out. So if you feel good, doesn't matter. All the rest doesn't matter. So I hope it's helpful. And this is how I build faith. Malik, I don't have fear of tomorrow. I live day by day. Yeah, I'm in a crossroad in my life, professional. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something about this. But basically, you go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you will look further. But always go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you look further. Because if you try to look behind what you can physically see, so what's on your radar screen, then you're going to freak out. We're going to talk about this. And Brandy, are you HUB motivation? No, I'm not. I'm need. My motivation is need. So I'm always sure that I take care of my need. That's why I don't have uncertainty anymore. Because this is my need. I need that. Done, period. I need that. So I'm extremely clear on what I need. And we're going to talk about this. I wrote it here. It's communication skills, how you can avoid uncertainty by being clear on your communication. And your communication doesn't have to be speaking. Your communication can be your aura. When you enter in a room, what kind of aura are you putting out there? That's your communication. Let your aura do the talking. Ra used to say, let your aura do the talking. So be clear on your communication. I'm going to get back to that. That's a very good point, Brandy. Very good point. Okay, let me explain you the radar screen. 99% of your life is off the radar screen. Imagine right now, you're looking at your screen. You're looking at your computer or your phone. This is your screen. This is your life. But this is what you can see. It's only 1% of your life, what you can physically see right in front of you. 99% of your life is off this radar screen. What it means is that you don't know. You're not smart. You're not that smart. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And people are usually focusing on the how. They are trying to focus on, but how? Based on what I can see on my radar screen, how can I get out of debt? How can I make my business work? I don't know everything on my radar screen. It's impossible. How can I get out of my country with the COVID and the vaccine? And how? How can I get rich? How can I pay off my credit card? How? It's impossible. You don't know. We don't know. Life is off the radar screen. And that's the very basic of living your design class. When you learn about your type, when you learn about your strategy, when you learn about your authority, what your aura do is enveloping, open and enveloping. You pull everything into your aura so you can respond with your strategy. And if you're a projector, what it is about, wait for the invitation. You're not that smart. You don't know who is coming around the corner and going to ask you an amazing invitation. As long as you look at your radar screen and you try to figure it out with your mind, how can I do this? How can I make this happen? How can I meet the end of this month? How can I sell my coaching program? How can I start my new business? How? This will keep you broke. This will keep you mentally, physically, and emotionally broke. Write it down. Don't focus on the how. Your life is 99% off the radar screen. It is. It really is. That's why every time something happened to me, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's no bad, no good. Life isn't moralistic. Human design isn't moralistic. No good, no bad. It's just what it is. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, that's cool. Didn't go the way I was expected. Oh, that's fine. Okay, awesome. What is the hidden gift? The strangest secret. You become what you think about most of the time. That's how I deal with uncertainty. Because I think positively all the time. I think about exactly what I want. I know what I want. I want this, I want that, I want this. Okay, cool. I'm clear. I'm clear with my communication and my thought process. So I know that's just what is going to happen. But I don't know how. How it will come to me, I don't know. But I know that it will happen. Because you create your future. You know how you want to feel. I want to feel blissful. I want to feel happy. I want to feel excited. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel loved. I want to feel secure. I want to feel financially free. I want to feel financially secure. I want to feel satisfied. I know how I want to feel at the end of the day, but I don't know which experience will bring me those feelings. So here's my advice. Welcome all experience, because you don't know which one will turn your life around. Welcome all experience. If you're stuck in your head and you say, but I want to have these things, but maybe the universe has something different for you. I want to be with this person because this person is the best for me. But you don't know. Maybe next month someone else gonna walk, the door at your office, and this person will be so much better for you, a better vibrational match. You just don't know. But what you know is how you want to feel. So I repeat, since the beginning, how you can deal with uncertainty, the doubt, the confusion in life, the fear. First, you have to adopt the right attitude. When you have the right attitude, the facts, they just don't count. It's nothing else than opinion. Knowing and not doing is not knowing. If you know this information, but you don't apply it, you don't live it, you don't vibrate it, you don't know the information, because you just know it on a mental level. It's what we call masturbation, and it's full of that out there on Instagram and YouTube. All those people who know design, but they have no fucking clue. They don't live it. It's not part of their DNA. They are not vibrating it. This is the world. Then 99% of your life is off the radar screen. It's off. Don't focus on the how. You Focus on how you want to feel. Then welcome all the experience, because you don't know which one will turn your life around. Just focus on how you want to feel. For that, the strangest secret: you become what you think about most of the time, by Earl Nightingale. He quotes in his book, the name of the book is The Strangest Secret. I really invite you to read it. Amazing book, by the way. You become what you think about most of the time. That's it. Very simple. I want to feel bliss. I want to feel joyful. So I'm thinking of that all the day. And I keep having experiences more and more that are coming to me where I feel bliss. I want to feel thankful with life. Oh, thank you for all those miracles. I want to have miracles in my life. Boom. And then it happened. This is basic law of attraction, by the way. So then you create your future. That's why I don't have uncertainty with my future anymore, because I know I'm created it. I'm creating my future. And you're going to tell me, but what about no choice? Yes, it's true. There's no choice. There's no choice of being who we are. Based on our genetics, based on our blueprint, there's no choice. But there's a choice on how you want to feel at the end of the day. And that's what is putting out the vibration. How do you want to feel? For that, what is your speech pattern? Change your speech pattern. Every morning I'm like, good things are supposed to happen to me. Yeah, because I'm expected good things to happen to me. So everything is good. It's just your speech pattern. Look at that. What is your speech pattern? And then communication skills. Avoid uncertainty by being clear and specific. And if you go too specific, go back general. And if you're too general, just focus on a feeling. I'll give you an example. I want to have a brand new car. I actually want to buy a new Ferrari. I want to have a red Ferrari, interior cream, a Portofino, convertible. So I've been very specific. I went to the dealership, the Ferrari dealership. We looked together on the computer. I designed my own Ferrari with him on the computer. And I was like, no, I want this inside. So he was putting with the computer, blah, blah, you know. So we built the Ferrari. And it was like, well, the problem is going to take a couple of months before we can have this specific Ferrari. I was like, oh, well, maybe let's just go back general. I want to have a brand new car. That's it. That's what I want. I want a brand new car. Brand new car, convertible. Boom. More general. And then I was like, well, what's the feeling? What's the feeling? Well, I want to feel powerful. Oh, yeah. I want to feel powerful driving my Ferrari on Malibu, and I want to feel powerful. I want to feel seen. I want to feel rich, more rich. Whatever is the feeling, it's okay. So now I'm attracting, I'm attracting situation where I feel those feelings, and I'm not even thinking anymore about the Ferrari. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And yesterday I was visiting one of my friends and she's like, oh, Ben, I'm not using my car, so maybe you can get it. I was like, oh, that's a brand new car. Why are you not using it? Well, I'm leasing it, but that was for my daughter. My daughter, she's not using it. Maybe you can just grab it. That's a brand new car. See how it works? Any questions, comments, or observation?
I just have a comment.
Yes, please.
How I've lived my whole life, and nobody can understand it. And
Mm-hmm.
to the outside, to the people witnessing it, it's very much like, and I'm an MG, so they're like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, they're like, "How do you do that?"
Mm-hmm.
I've always said, just how do you want to feel?
Mm-hmm.
How I want to feel. And things just show up. And I have a generator aura, so it's just like womp. It's almost like getting, it is all frequency. Actually, my
Mm-hmm.
license plate on my car that I called in kind of like the way that you did with that car. It says
Mm-hmm.
frequency. That's what it is. It's how you want to feel in the thing.
Exactly.
You feel like
Exactly.
it's the same though, talking to non-generator types. I mean, it is frequency. The law of vibration and frequency is all the same across the board, but
Mm-hmm.
as generator types, we have this aura that really like
Mm-hmm.
It intensifies when we are in the feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. It's really about feelings. And that's what, Tom and I always say in class. And thanks, Brandy, for your comments. And I'm super glad that, it works for you. And it works really for all of us. It really works for all of us. But if you look at, the basic of the body graph, humanity started here. It was all about survival. Then it was about, is it interesting with the ajna? And then now we are evolving to the solar plex. So it's all about how do we want to feel? That's it. And that's how you can avoid the big uncertainty with your life. And I can see Deborah asking in a comment, finding the balance of being grounded and acceptance of uncertainty. Yeah, ungrounded equals sparks flying everywhere. Exactly. When you're not grounded, exactly, that's when you feel uncertain because you're not grounded with yourself. And or just grounded with life. And so then you go everywhere and you just, lost yourself into, I don't know what. And that just goes back to here, identity crisis, not grounded with yourself. So identity crisis, and then there's this whole uncertainty thing. Exactly, very good comment. Do you guys have any more questions, comments, or observation? Open G, you are, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, open spleen, yeah. It doesn't matter, which center is open, which one is defined, it really doesn't matter. I'm hearing that a lot with, the human design things. Oh, I don't have this center, or I don't have this center, or we have everything. We have the totality. It's just not defined. That's it, which is mean it's not a place for you to take decision. It's actually a big wisdom potential. So, open G, open spleen, it's really badass. No, I know you don't mean that, Deborah, but I just wanted to emphasize. So yeah, I think that's pretty it for me. It's been an hour. So, that's really what I wanted to share, how you can deal with it and how you can clean it, clean your uncertainty. It's simply by developing a new speech pattern with yourself. And a very good exercise, you grab a piece of paper and you write the dates and you look backwards, maybe 10 years back in your life, or 15 years back of your life, or 20 years back in your life. And you look at how amazingly your life has been unfolding until this point, until today. How everything always have been perfect for you. And you're gonna see you are on a journey, and it's a journey of faith, of trusting yourself, of trusting that you will always have enough, always. So you just grab a piece of paper, you write down, the date of today, and you say, okay, why am I in the house that I'm today? Or why am I in this position? Or why, I have this car, or why I have this partner? And then you try to connect the dots. Oh, I'm in this house because I met this person, and this person introduced me to this. And then at this point of my life, I wasn't sure, but then I ended up having that, and boom, now I'm in this house. And do the same with pretty everything. And you're going to see how you can connect all the dots. And you created basically all of that with your vibration because of your thinking. And how many times you were like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. That's so cool. Life is off the radar screen. Brandy, you want to say something else?
Yeah, it's very important to take that time to go back and think of the other times that like that, because like how you said, it connects and it gives your energy like an instant remembering, and you're like, oh, that's possible. Oh, that's probable.
Yeah.
You can just have this like guidepost to go back to like reinforce whatever it might be, confidence, self-worth, all of that stuff, and just be like, oh, I've already done it. What's really cool is the times that you didn't realize that's what was going on, when things in your life went so smoothly, when you couldn't have scripted that thing better. And wow, I've actually already done that. How was I feeling during that time? What were my circumstances in my body and my emotions and all of that?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, totally. Thanks. Tom, yes, Tom, please.
My comment.
Yeah.
The one thing that you have with you all the time that is the quickest thing in your life that you can change is your mind.
Yeah.
You can change your mind in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change your house. You can't change where you are in an instant, but you can change your mind in an instant. An old Chinese man said, not to decide is to decide.
Mm-hmm.
You can't steer a parked car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to get moving. You can't get where you want to get if you're not willing to leave where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Change, the only thing that is constant. Get used to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's basically when the attitude is right, the facts don't count. So at the moment you change your mind, you change your attitude. So it doesn't matter what's around you, because you already changed your attitude, you already changed your mind. So you're putting a new vibration out there, and it's coming to you. It's on its way, and it's off the radar screen. You may not know how it's gonna come to you. You may not know what it will be, but what you know is how you want to feel. So you create your future based on how you want to feel, which is you become what you think about most of the time.
And to tie this in with human design, what is human design all about? Making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you make a decision correctly as yourself? Strategy and authority. But more than that, more than strategy and authority, does it resonate with you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel a resonance or a harmony, or is it dissonance?
Mm-hmm.
If you're feeling a resonance or a harmony, that's you. If you're feeling dissonance, that's somebody else's thought that you're trying to change. You just ignore that thought. Thank you for your opinion. Doesn't make a strong contribution to my reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you have two tools here. This is a wonderful set of tools that Ben is giving us. You can take that and add it to design. You don't build a house with just a hammer. We have a whole tool belt and a whole lot of tools. So to integrate this with design, if you use your type and your strategy and your authority to make your decisions, you're actually making your decisions instead of changing someone else's decision that was handed to you.
Mm-hmm.
So these two things, it's like a cocktail, okay? These two things are really lovely together,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
Great class, Ben. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah. And you know what you just say, it's the who do you listen to? If you listen to someone and you have a resonance and harmony, oh, that may be correct for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen to someone and you really have no resonance, no harmony, it doesn't make sense to you, just, well, be mindful. Who are you listening to? It's very important. Very, very, very important. Remember what I say. And you know, by the way, I'm a member of one of the most private organizations in this world, and I've been, you know, trained by people from the Brotherhood and the 33 degrees of Freemason. I've been very lucky that I was giving this information, you know, before my 30s. So I had the time to work on that and to work on my speech pattern, on my patterns, my mind, etc., etc. So I can pretty decondition myself very quickly. But these come from very specific training. And the first things that we learn is, who do you listen to? Facts are nothing else than opinions. Be mindful on that. And this is the reason why people fail, why people don't have what they want, why they feel miserable, why they feel full of stress and anxiety. And, you know, they're going to tell you, oh, you can't travel, you can't go because you have 2 children, you know, and they're going to say, oh, you can't go there because the global situation and the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Whatever. This is your belief. This is your opinion. It's not mine. It's not my reality. So who do you listen to is very important. You know, be careful on that. Any more comment, questions, observation? No? So that was the last slide, the questions, comments, observation. Let me end with that, and then we can again open to more questions or comments. But you can be, have, and do anything that you want in this life. You can. You really can be, have, and do anything you want in this life. It's possible. It's up to you. The only things that is limiting you is yourself. It's your own beliefs. It's your own mind. That's it. That's it. It doesn't matter the market, the economics, the politics, the Republican people, the Democrat people. It doesn't matter. Guess what it does for the future? Not much. Not much. It doesn't matter. It's you. When you change, things in your life will change. When you change, things in your life will change. That's what we say, decision, success is a decision away. Success is a decision away. So I hope you enjoy this little talk together. This is what I love doing most of the time, empowering people, bringing some good motivation. I have a willpower defined, I'm an ego person, so you can tell. I love empowering, I love bringing some motivation. I love challenging the status quo. I'm a big troublemaker. I really like that, and I love, most of all, being myself. So I love seeing people who can be themselves as well. Just be unique, be yourself. Remember that. All right, amazing. Any more questions, comments, observation? That was all about uncertainty. I hope you guys are clear. I hope it brings some good smile and good feeling, and that you feel more, joyful and safe and good about the future. Deborah say teachability index expanding the zone of proximal development. Yes, absolutely. Our teachability index is nothing else than expanding like the comfort zone. We're growing our comfort zone. We're making it bigger. That's what teachability index is all about. Yes, so amazing. Yeah, anything else you guys want to say, add, observation, comment? Did you enjoy this little webinar? If you do, I can make more. So we can do more little weekly webinar, an hour and a half, and I can pick different topics, and I can share more on the 4 basics, on the recipe of manifestation, on vibration, and all those amazing trainings that I was very lucky to receive. So we can totally talk more about that.
Well done, Ben. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, feel free to unmute yourself and say goodbye or whatever. And just to remind you, Tom and I are starting a new Living Your Design class next week. I know some of you already signed up. We have few spot left. So if you want to join us for this incredible experience of living your design, where we will go in more depth, with the 4 basics. I introduced 2 to you this morning. So the who do you listen to and teachability index, but we will go more in depth with the really 4 basics. You will get a full understanding of the training balance scale, which is, off radar screen, life in the screen. And that's very, very fascinating to add this with design. That's it. So you are welcome to join that. Cool. Yeah, thank you for coming. That's so cool. Thank you for being in the hub. I enjoy having all of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday for our casual Sunday. We will do the transit. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right. No questions, no comments, no observation. Okay, cool. Well, I'll see you on Sunday and next week. Bye, everyone.